Yellow everybody and welcome to another episode of Shakes and Fidget free-to-play playthrough. Today it's gonna be a short one as not much has happened, but still I wanted to cover a couple of things. And the first thing which we will actually do is cover our EU5 character. I promised I would not continue recording this as a part of our original series, and I want to keep that promise. However, I still want to tackle one thing when it comes to playing on a new server. Before I dwell into this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you want to get a notification when a new video is out. And also don't forget to leave a comment below if you like this type of content. If you want to say hello or if you want to see more of this content, I would for sure be glad to read it and answer you. So as you can see, we're on EU5 on our character, and the main thing which I wanted to cover today, I covered in the two episodes which I recorded on a server start. I covered generally the gameplay within first few days of a server start. Far from me being an expert on it, you can see that I'm still, let's say, 123 level, while and I'm like below 1000 in rank. However, the first, okay, I don't know if the internet is again gone, but even my guild, you can see that the people are 200 and similar. I am on a low end when it comes to the level, so I am not an expert. However, I did follow the process how it usually is done. I showed you, I gave you some tips and similar. The thing is just that you really need a lot of shrooms, and I sort of so far did not ever invest so much shrooms that I can compete on a high level on any of the servers. I am in top 500 on some servers, but even on those I spent like just a couple of thousands of shrooms, like maybe 3,000-4,000, whilst other players spend much more than that. However, what I wanted to cover for you today is just one thing which I mentioned as one of the pro tips, let's say, on the one of my videos. Is I said keep the weapon which you originally start with, and the main reason for it is actually this achievement here. Just a second, here it is. Sky's the limit. Improve an item 10 times. I mentioned already there. So once you unlock the blacksmith, one of the things you can do is the attribute upgrade, and if you upgrade the item 10 times, you will get an achievement, Sky's the limit, which gives you, I mean, it's an achievement, so it will give you plus 5 to all stats. The point is that actually if you're upgrading, here I did not upgrade this weapon, if you're upgrading, the costs ever increase. Like you can see that up to 5 is like 6,000 metal and 800 splinters. Whilst you will, let's say, for example, if you buy the pack, you would get a lot of arcane splinters, so you would be able to do that. But why would you do that if you can do it for free? The point of this upgrade is that it upgrades the stats of your item. So for example, here I have only dexterity, so in generally if I do this upgrade, it would just add an amount of dexterity. So for example, here it added 14 for 2 upgrades. However, on the epic item, let me find the 3 stat. Granted, I've already upgraded this one. Here, this one. I will just quickly equip it so that I upgrade it. So you can see that in general, this would upgrade all 3 of the stats, dexterity, constitution, and luck. And it does have a different cost. You can see that it's 2.2 and 800. And if I do here, it's 6.7 and 800. So it depends, of course, on the stats on the item. However, your weapon does not have any stat. When you begin with a weapon, it does not have any stat. So what will happen if we want to increase upgrade this one? So you can see we can upgrade as many times as we want, but there is no cost. This is why, because there is no stats to be upgraded on it. So this is why you should always keep your weapon that you start with, because now I will go to the 10. I mean, you can do 20, I will do 20 as well, but you can do 10, press OK, it's free, but lo and behold, you get Sky's the limit. and it was free. You can see here we still have the original stats. You can upgrade even for the 20. It's not that relevant. You can see that it's upgraded 20 times, but it does not give you any bonus stats because it does not have any stats to begin with. And this is how you get the sky is the limit achievement. And personally, I also did not know this on a lot of my servers. So on half of the characters I'm playing with, I don't have sky's the limit because upgrading 10 times is fucking expensive. So from that point of view, you should always keep the weapon that you start with and upgrade it as soon as you get blacksmith. I sort of overdid it because blacksmith is unlocked way earlier than the level I am at. But I wanted just to quickly record this for you so that you have the idea how it works. But let's go back to our original free-to-play character and what is the status there. And also, I got some really exciting news coming, so I'm glad that you are sticking up with me. So the first things first, as I announced, there is a glorious gold galore event, and I suggested as a tip that you should put the work duty, the guard duty, to end at midnight and 1 minute. I did not do that. I completely forgot. I was doing the quests, and since I sort of usually play around 10 again, I put that I finish at 21:51. So now if I would once I finish this, if I would put an hour of work or 2 hours of work, I would get really low amount of gold. So I messed up. Don't do that. So if you did already, perfect. If you did not, have this in mind for the future. Always put your guard duty when there is a glorious gold galore. Always put at 14:01 that day so that you finish at midnight, 1 minute past midnight, and collect the full amount of gold, like 5 times the amount of gold, and then immediately continue the guard duty. So don't make a mistake. Don't be Borro. Don't make a mistake as I did. So this is the first thing. The second thing is what I wanted to tell you today is actually that there is a new update when it comes to the shakesandfidget. It's 17.0. I would cover this in a separate episode. However, one thing which you should note that it is coming is the elevator. So elevator is coming. It does not say here at the moment, but it is coming next week. Should be coming next week, Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So prepare on some grinding, getting some resources and similar. This would be really nice for us. If you remember, we also get our first legendary item in the elevator. Not item, sorry, correction, gem. We got it in the elevator, so now we will have an opportunity to get one more. We can mine them. We have a legendary item. We actually had two, so we have a certain percentage on getting legendary items from the gem mine. However, this one is almost guaranteed, I would say, because first, I don't know, 50, 100 guilds are getting legendary gems, so you should be fine from that point of view. So don't forget to participate in the elevator with your guild, and you can also get a lot of resources, the wood and stone, which I'm looking forward to because I'm stuck on this Hall of Knights level 12 for a long time, and I would really like to do the 13, and also I want to start the fortress upgrade to level 14 as well. So the upcoming elevator would be really nice for me also. Again, to emphasize, I have been saving the pets for the awesome assembly of the awesome animals. So this I would record just to again show you how it works, how I unlock the fights, how I continue the fighting and similar. But this is also incoming in few days. One thing which I actually also decided, which I was not doing so far, is actually getting a bit more of the scrapbook. So I'm at 70% and I'm level 200, so for sure I can collect a lot of items, but I was not doing that. And I don't know why. So I will now try to focus on that a bit more. So if I go now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, oh, too many numbers. even here, there should be for sure some players where I have items. Um, but let's do a bit lower number. So somewhere here, like this one. Okay, he is 271. So this server is a bit old, so some like something like this, maybe. So you can see here, one, two, three items I can get from this guy if I win. In theory, I should be able to win, but let me exactly check. Yeah, no, maybe not. But in any case, so my idea is now to go and pick up some items, because you can see that I have like against the warrior, I'm missing like a lot of even beginning items. So all of these I need to collect. So I would focus on this a bit to get the percentage as much as possible, just to have this around 85-90%. I think it is feasible as current level, for sure to have 80%, maybe even 90%. So this is one thing which I will be focusing on next time, and I will keep you updated regarding this. Actually, here I also forgot to upgrade this, but nonetheless, this is my plan. Oh, why didn't I equip this as well? Because anyway, it does not have gem. Um, and also, actually, one thing which I forgot to mention in the previous episode, I saw it while I was editing the episode, but we got our first black gem. The black gem is attainable once you have at least one player with Hall of Knights 15, and we actually have even two now. So we have a certain percentage of chance to get the gem. I don't know exactly how it works, how it's calculated, but we got our first gem, black gem, which gives all stats. I personally tend to put them in an all stat epic once I have one. I think I minded after this one, or I did not even notice that I have it. But in general, whenever I have a all stat, I put it there. It's not that relevant. It's not that you are not gaining the attributes or anything like that. It's just that if you put, and I hate to see this, if you put an all stat gem in a 3-stat epic, it would look like something like this. Let me see if I have anywhere, just quickly, maybe on some support characters. Yes, it would look like this. So you can see that dexterity intelligence have 0, but there is a bonus coming from the all stat. It's not that relevant. It's just that, like, I really hate seeing that. Nonetheless, we are level 219. I have been pushing the dungeons, doing the dungeons here. I think I did 3-4 of them. So the most of the experience which we are now getting is coming actually from the dungeons themselves, uh, because the experience coming from quests is just too slow. Like a 120 thirst gives maybe 20-30% of the level. I will actually check it the next time I do the thirst, but it's negligible amount in comparison to what the dungeons give, because the dungeons here give like a half a level or a level, even depending on how hard they are. So we can easily get much more by pushing the dungeons. And the last thing is, and I cannot open it, I wanted to buy the mount. So in 15 hours our mount is expiring, and we have more than enough shrooms to buy the 50% mount again. We will continue buying it. The rest of the shrooms we will keep for, let's say, future. The legendary dungeon will be coming. So Elevator is coming next week, and then the legendary dungeon will be coming approximately in 2 months. So somewhere in September, and would make sense to keep some shrooms just to have them, let's say, to shuffle the key shop or something like that. So I would like to be even better in the next legendary dungeon, and I don't want to waste the shrooms for this. Plus, if there would be any other event coming in between, I would like to have some shrooms in stock just for the sake of having them and using them if necessary. But that's more or less it for this episode. I don't want to drag this episode too long. As I said, as I promised, it would be a short one. I just wanted to cover some stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Live long and keep on gaming.